In other news, we want to take a moment and remember Margaret A. Peg Ingemi, who passed away peacefully on June 28th at the age of 84, surrounded by her loving family. Born and raised in Hammonton, Peggy Ingemi made her home in Folsom's Penny Pot. She graduated from Hammonton High School in 1958 and Glassboro State College in 1962, going on to teach in Hammonton schools for over 45 years. She later became a certified school social worker and served her community in remarkable ways, mediating in the Atlantic County court system, tutoring at the county jail, volunteering with the literacy program, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the Amputee Coalition. She also helped run her family's business, the Pinecrest Motel and Restaurant, and served a remarkable 21 years on the Folsom Board of Education, 9 of them as president. She was predeceased by her parents, Ralph and Vera Porter, and her son, J.R. Ingemi. Peg is survived by her former spouse and dear companion, Joseph Ingemi, her children, Michael A. Ingemi, and Robert Gonzo Ingemi, and his wife, Dina, her sister, Virginia Curlis, and her husband, Greg, 4 grandchildren, Kaya, Haley, Joseph, and Reed, and our nephew, John Curlis, and his partner, Jess, along with her loyal cat, Oreo. Services will be private as she requested. Donations may be made in Peg's memory to the Folsom Education Foundation or the Amputee Coalition. She lived fearlessly. If you're looking for an example of resilience or someone who beat the odds again and again, Peg was it. From all of us at the Jersey Oddcast, our hearts are with the Ingemi family.
Yeah, our hearts go out to the Ingemi and Porter families. And speaking for the Frank and Angela Donio family, my folks all went to school. Both went to school with Joe at St. Joseph's, class of 56, St. Joseph's High School. And Peggy came along, it was class of a couple years before that, I believe, at Hammonton High School. They all knew each other. They had 3 children, as you said, 3 boys, and my mom and dad, we had 4. She knew me my entire life. And to me, she was Aunt Peggy and Uncle Joe. And her sons and his sons were like cousins to us, first cousins to us. They were not actual first cousins, but they sure were like that. And we knew them so well. Went to Ocean City together a lot, went skiing a lot, went over to the Pinecrest a lot, each other's houses. New Year's, I remember a lot of New Year's together growing up. It's a big loss from the standpoint of her contributions to the community. Unbelievable. And to Folsom specifically, unbelievable. She was extremely loyal to the community. And to this, as a newspaper person, certain people call you up and immediately have your ear and respect. And she was one of them because she always led with her heart and her mind and was, look, unyielding. She was a force of nature. And there was no stopping her when she was on a subject. So when she called and I spoke with her, I listened, and she was, I would say, always right. And often affected the decision making when I had the paper. But on the flip side, I also could count on her to give a lot of love as much as any aunt ever could. So I'll miss her. And there was only one Aunt Peggy, and that is for sure. And she will be very missed.
I did not have the privilege of knowing her nearly as well as you did, but I don't know that there was anybody who went through the Hammonton school system in the 80s or 90s who doesn't remember Mrs. Ingemi, who looked forward to her being a substitute, because there were some substitutes you run right over, and there were others that you cowered in fear from, but Mrs. Ingemi was one of the rare ones that we actually respected. And she was smart, she was fierce, she was no nonsense, she was funny, she was caring. Like you listened to her because she was great. I loved talking with her. Periodically, I'd run into her here and there after school. I remember interviewing her a few times after graduation for the paper, and every time you sat down and you talked for 2 hours. You didn't even remember what you were talking about, but it was a joy. My condolences to everyone who knew her better, but I think we're all poorer.
Absolutely.